So the Mario Galaxy movie came out last week, and there's been some really mixed reviews on it. People are either hating it, saying that it's absolute crap, or it's not too bad, it's actually quite good. So that gave me absolutely nothing to work with going into the film. I wanted to go in with neutral expectations, not too low, not too high, because again, such mixed reviews. However, the stakes were raised a little bit because I did go with Crispy, my fiance, who is absolutely obsessed with Rosalina. So with that, really my only expectations were, we need proper Rosalina representation. Right there, I think I set the bar a little bit too high because every chance Nintendo gets to shove her aside, they do so, and grossly so. Still, going in, we were hopeful because this was the Mario Galaxy movie. Before we get too far into this video, I will say that it is full of spoilers, so if you're not a fan of spoilers, save this video and come back after you've watched the movie. So, not too crazy with the plot, it's kind of cut and paste from the first film. Damsel in distress needs saving. Mario and Luigi are gonna go save Damsel in distress and save the world/universe in the process. Not too difficult to follow. But this time, Mario and Luigi are no longer noobs. They seem to know what they're doing, like they've been doing this for a while. They're still clumsy and figuring things out sometimes. Naturally, we gotta have the silly element, but they're more in their elements this time around. A lot of the cast from the first movie is back. Obviously, Mario and Luigi. Toad, Princess Peach, Bowser. We did not get Donkey Kong back, and honestly, I'm okay with that. Sorry, Seth Rogen, but it just didn't work for me. But we did get a couple of new characters, Yoshi and Bowser Jr., Princess Rosalina, and a few more that probably should have been left unspoiled. A little bit more on that in a second. Right off the bat, I will say, as far as Mario's voice acting goes, Chris Pratt's voice acting goes, in the first one, he clearly gave zero fucks about trying to do anything similar to Mario's voice. However, in this one, it seemed like he gave a singular fuck. There was a little bit more accent there, and I was like, wow, cool. We're not truly trying, but we're trying more than the first one. That being said, compared to the first one, he wasn't really given an opportunity to talk much, and honestly, I was okay with that, because in half the scenes, it seemed like he was half-ass committing to an Italian accent, and then other scenes, it was like, okay, we're losing the Italian accent, but whatever, just gonna gloss right over that because it's Chris Pratt voicing Mario. Luigi is just Charlie Day. If you like Charlie Day, you're not gonna have a problem with it. Much like the first one, if you do, then you're probably not gonna be happy with it. Donald Glover was phenomenal as Yoshi. I will say that, he was great. And then I love Jack Black, so I thought his performance as Bowser was amazing. I think if you're there to just have fun with it, you're not gonna give too much stock into the voice acting department. You're really gonna be focused on all of the worlds we get to see, all of the references slapped in there, what musical motifs you're gonna be hearing throughout the film. The film was really, really, really pretty. Mario has never looked so gorgeous. The Mario world as a whole, it was chock full of references from like games across the series, plus some. So if you are one of those reference counters, like how many references can I find, then again, you're gonna have a really good time. However, I feel like the references overtook the story. There was such a bare bones storyline to this movie, and it just felt very bloated with fluff to make up for the lack of story. Yes, the overarching story is we have to save Rosalina. However, we would get derailed on these side quests. Instead of maybe having purposeful visits on different worlds to continue the story, it's just okay, Peach is gonna disappear, and then we're gonna have a silly scene with Mario and Luigi trying to run the Mushroom Kingdom. Okay, we're gonna crash land on Dinosaur Planet. We're just gonna have this silly scene of baby Mario and baby Luigi and baby Toad. And yes, that is like a Yoshi's Island reference, but it just felt so slapped in there. It wasn't really integrated all too well. And I'm fairly certain that a big part of the reason that it felt like there was a lack of story, or the story was so secondary, was because Shigeru Miyamoto was on this project, and he has gone on record to say that he is not a fan of story at all. So the whole level-based feeling, they go out of their way to put in literal levels inside the game. Like there's a straight up freaking Mario Maker scene. I don't know, like it felt like they were trying to showcase level design or something. I'm fairly certain it was because Miyamoto had a big say in this movie, which makes sense because he was directly involved with Mario, right? So like you can't not have him on board to make this, but I wish that he wasn't allowed to have as much of an impact on the story. Like you need a story for Hollywood movies. I'm sorry, but you do. The character development, if you wanted character development, really did not happen in this as a result of that. Anytime story was involved, Peach needed to be involved. Like literally if Peach was not on the screen, story wasn't happening. It felt like the stories came in like cutscenes. It felt like a lot of this was gameplay or like level exploration. And then when something happened, it very much went into cutscene mode, if you will, before it went to yet another level. I don't know. The story was very secondary. There was just so much filler with references. And again, if you're just there to have fun and count references, you're going to have a fun time indeed. However, if you're wanting a little bit more of a story, you're not going to get it. Truly, the story was only pushed by Princess Peach, which I was okay with because I appreciate that they made Princess Peach a little bit more of a badass in it. So I was like, go off queen, why not? But you would think that in the like Mario movie, like Mario would be more directly involved, but nah, he's just fucking off doing side quests, which if you like your silly goofiness, then it's gonna be fine. But if you're wanting your story, then just wait for Princess Peach to be on the screen. I really wish that Nintendo did not drop the ball with Fox McCloud. I don't know what the hell they were thinking by spoiling the fun with that. Why would you do that? Nintendo, like, why would you do that? Do you know how exciting it would have been to be in the theater and just be like, yo, that's Fox McCloud. Like, seriously, you took away a huge, exciting moment for a lot of us. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? They took a lot of the excitement out of that reveal. It wasn't even a reveal by the time we got there in the movie. I was sitting there waiting, wondering when Fox McCloud was gonna be there. So by the time he was there, I'm like, here he is. Not even then. By the time we got to the world and Princess Peach was asking, where do we find a pilot? I'm like, cool. So he's gonna show up in the next 5 seconds. And they had so many little Easter eggs from other characters from different IPs like Rob, Pikmin, Game & Watch, and several more. Honestly, my 2 favorite characters in the film were Princess Peach and Fox McCloud. And Fox McCloud was always on the screen with Princess Peach, who was truly, after Rosalina disappears, she's truly the only one that pushes any story whatsoever. So the 2 characters that were directly pushing plot were my fave. Like, Fox is an integral part to this film once he's brought on. Like, you can't convince me otherwise, but like, bro, potential spoiled, potential ruins. I'll get off the soapbox. Rosalina, fans, how you doing? She got sidelined hard again, which we were hoping that wasn't going to be the case, but holy shit, they did her dirty. This is the Mario Galaxy movie. You would think they would treat her with a little bit more respect. Everyone laugh with me now, but that was not the case. She had roughly 10 minutes and 48 seconds on the screen. This is an hour and 38-minute long movie. And I also feel like they trashed your character too. Bear with me here for a moment. I thought her character was really sweet with the Lumas and really just badass as a whole. The couple of seconds they gave her to be a badass in the beginning, it was just basically an extended scene of what we saw in the trailer of her. I kind of expected that might be where they drew the line with her if they weren't going to give her any screen time. I was hoping that maybe she would be a more important part of the gang throughout the movie and they were just like strategically cutting out her bits in the trailer. I don't know, copium, right? But no, she doesn't get that. She gets turned into the freaking damsel, where I'm like, they freaking botched her character is because in the game she's a guide. She's just really there to point you in the right direction, but she definitely has a presence. She's your guide. She's not a damsel in distress. And like Crispy said, I'm very sad that for a lot of people who are meeting Rosalina for the first time with this movie, they're going to see her as Rosalina, the damsel in distress. I know he would have liked for her to have more of that badass presence that she had in the beginning. I know a lot of Rosalina fans were hoping for that. Like, they gave you guys the bare minimum and it just sucked. I'm really frustrated with it. I can't imagine how frustrated longtime hardcore Rosalina fans are. And I feel really bad for Brie Larson too, because she was so freaking excited when she got cast as Rosalina. I know she's still excited to be cast as Rosalina because she's a huge fucking Mario fan. But to only have like 10 minutes and 48 seconds, bro. That just sucks. And you know that whenever they make the next Mario movie, she's probably gonna be sidelined again. Maybe they'll bring her in for like a fight sequence or something, but she's not gonna have the screen time that she needs. I think it's safe to say that this movie was a fun Mario movie. However, it really failed in being a Mario Galaxy movie. Like I said, if you're going in to have fun with a Mario movie, you're gonna have fun with this one, which I guess that's the film. We're just having fun. We're slapping as many Mario games together as we can. We're putting in as many references in as we can fit from all the Mario games, different games. We just want fans to have a good time, be surprised, have fun. But I really wish they hadn't put so much emphasis on it being a Mario Galaxy movie and making sure to showcase Rosalina in like the very first trailer that was dropped and like adding her into other ones and making it seem like she was going to be more of a quintessential part. And then just not having her in it. Also, why would you ruin the surprise of Fox McCloud? I don't know. I can see both sides of the viewers with this one. I can see why people were so upset. Starting with the Rosalina fans, they took out Rosalina. They took out the story. It was filler central and just bloated with a whole bunch of references to offset the lack of story. The character development was just weird. Don't even get me started with Bowser's like mini redemption arc, only for it to be taken away 5 minutes later. If you don't think about those big points too much, if you aren't there for the story or the Rosalina or the character development, have fun with your Mario references. More power to you. If you're there expecting something more than how much Mario can we cram into an hour and 38 minutes, then it's probably going to be a little bit lackluster for you. I had an okay time with the film. Not as good as the first one. I had more fun with the first one, but maybe that's just because I was disappointed on Crispy's and all the other Rosalina fans' behalf, because goddamn did they do it wrong. I'm sure there was a lot I left out for this film. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are just unhappy with this review in general, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Naira, you left out this cameo that I can't believe you left out, and here's what it is and why. Just let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.